Faulty circuit breakers can cause erratic current flow due to loose connections within the circuit breakers. This leads to bulb blowouts. Consider replacing the circuit breakers that are tripping frequently. A loose neutral wire can create high voltage spikes, causing bulbs to blow prematurely. Check all neutral connections in the panel and outlets for tightness. Excessive current draw on the circuit can overload the wiring and cause voltage fluctuations, leading to bulb failures. Redistribute the load or upgrade the circuit with thicker wires. The buzzing sound could be caused by loose wires or connections within the panel. Carefully inspect all wires and terminals for signs of corrosion or loose connections. A malfunctioning voltage regulator in the meter or on the top of the mast can cause voltage surges that can blow out bulbs. Check the voltage regulator and replace it if necessary. A loose connection where the mast enters the meter can also cause buzzing and voltage fluctuations. Tighten the connection and ensure it is weatherproof. Voltage spikes caused by lightning strikes or power outages can damage light bulbs, causing them to explode. Some light bulbs may have manufacturing defects that make them more susceptible to blowing out violently. Using bulbs with incorrect wattage or voltage for the fixture can cause overheating and premature failure. Loose connections between the light bulb and fixture can create arcing, which can damage the bulb and cause it to blow explosively. When troubleshooting electrical issues like frequent light bulb failures and buzzing sounds from the electrical panel, a systematic approach is necessary to identify the root cause. Here's a detailed breakdown of potential issues and how to address them. Firstly, examine the circuit breakers for any signs of wear, damage, or loose connections. Even if they appear to be functioning, internal faults can cause erratic current flow, leading to voltage fluctuations that stress the light bulbs. To test this, replace the circuit breakers that frequently trip or are associated with circuits where bulbs blow out often. Secondly, inspect the neutral connections within the electrical panel and at various outlets and light fixtures. A loose neutral wire is a common culprit for voltage instability. The neutral wire provides a return path for current, and if it's not properly connected, it can create voltage imbalances, resulting in higher than normal voltage reaching the bulbs, which causes them to burn out prematurely. Use a multimeter to check the voltage between the hot wire and the neutral wire at different points in the circuit. It should be consistently around 120 volts in a standard residential setting. Thirdly, assess whether any circuits are overloaded. Overloading occurs when too many devices are drawing power from a single circuit, exceeding its capacity. This can cause the wiring to overheat and create voltage drops, leading to bulb failures. To address this, redistribute the load by moving some appliances or devices to a different circuit. If the problem persists, consider upgrading the circuit with thicker gauge wires to handle the increased load. This typically involves replacing the existing 14.2 or 12.2 wire with 10.2 wire, which can handle higher amperage. Fourthly, focus on the buzzing noise emanating from the electrical panel. This is a serious concern and often indicates loose connections or arcing, which can be a fire hazard. Carefully inspect all wires and terminals within the panel for signs of corrosion, discoloration, or loose connections. Tighten any loose screws and replace any damaged wires or connectors. If you're not comfortable working inside the electrical panel, it's best to call a qualified electrician to perform this task. Fifthly, if the buzzing continues and you suspect a problem with the voltage regulator, this component is usually located at the meter or on the top of the mast where the power lines enter the building. A malfunctioning voltage regulator can cause voltage surges that damage sensitive electronic equipment and blow out light bulbs. Contact the utility company to inspect and replace the voltage regulator if necessary. Tampering with the meter or mast can be dangerous and is typically the responsibility of the utility company. Sixthly, examine the connection where the mast enters the meter. A loose connection at this point can cause both buzzing and voltage fluctuations. Ensure that the connection is tight and weatherproof to prevent moisture from entering and causing corrosion. Again, this is often a job for the utility company due to the high voltage involved. Seventhly, consider the possibility of high voltage surges caused by external factors like lightning strikes or power outages. These surges can overwhelm the electrical system and damage light bulbs, causing them to explode. To protect against surges, install a whole house surge protector at the main electrical panel. This device will divert excess voltage away from your home's electrical system, preventing damage to appliances and electronics. Eighthly, don't rule out the possibility of faulty light bulbs. Some bulbs may have manufacturing defects that make them more prone to premature failure or violent blowouts. Try using bulbs from a different manufacturer or a different batch to see if the problem resolves itself. Ninthly, ensure that you are using the correct type and wattage of bulbs for your fixtures. Using bulbs with incorrect specifications can cause overheating and premature failure. Check the fixture's label or documentation to determine the appropriate bulb type and wattage. Lastly, loose connections between the light bulb and the fixture can create arcing, which generates heat and can damage the bulb, causing it to blow explosively. Make sure that the bulbs are securely screwed into the sockets and that the contacts are clean and free of corrosion. In addition to these specific checks, it's also important to consider the overall condition of your home's electrical system. If your home is old or has outdated wiring, it may be more susceptible to electrical problems. Consider having a qualified electrician inspect the entire system to identify any potential issues and recommend necessary upgrades. This could involve replacing old wiring, upgrading the electrical panel, or installing additional circuits to accommodate increased electrical demands. Remember, working with electricity can be dangerous, and it's always best to err on the side of caution. If you're not comfortable performing any of these tasks yourself, or if you're unsure about any aspect of your electrical system, call a licensed electrician to handle the job. They have the expertise and equipment to diagnose and repair electrical problems safely and effectively. The buzzing noise you occasionally hear near the panel could signify several potential issues that warrant careful investigation. Firstly, loose connections are a prime suspect. When wires or terminals are not tightly secured, they can vibrate and create a buzzing sound due to the intermittent flow of electricity. This vibration can also generate heat, increasing the risk of a fire. Secondly, arcing can also produce a buzzing sound. Arcing occurs when electricity jumps across a gap between two conductors, creating a small electrical spark. This can happen due to corroded or damaged wires, loose connections, or insulation breakdown. Thirdly, a faulty transformer within the panel can also cause a buzzing sound. Transformers are used to step down voltage for different circuits, and if they are failing, they can produce a noticeable hum or buzz. Fourthly, loose components within the circuit breakers themselves can vibrate and create a buzzing sound. This is more common in older circuit breakers that have been subjected to repeated use or overloads. Lastly, sometimes the buzzing sound can be caused by external factors, such as vibrations from nearby equipment or machinery. If the buzzing is intermittent and doesn't seem to be related to any specific electrical activity, this may be the cause. To troubleshoot the buzzing noise, start by visually inspecting the electrical panel for any signs of loose wires, corrosion, or damage. Use a flashlight to get a better view of the internal components. Carefully tighten any loose screws or connectors that you find. Be sure to turn off the power to the circuit before working on any electrical connections. Next, check the circuit breakers for any signs of damage or overheating. Look for discoloration, melted plastic, or a burning smell. If you find any of these signs, replace the circuit breaker immediately. If the buzzing sound persists after checking the connections and circuit breakers, it's time to call a qualified electrician. They have the tools and expertise to diagnose more complex electrical problems and perform necessary repairs safely. They can use specialized equipment to check for arcing, test the transformer, and identify any other potential issues. It's important to address the buzzing noise promptly, as it can be a sign of a serious electrical problem that could lead to a fire or other hazards. Don't ignore it or try to fix it yourself if you're not comfortable working with electricity. A qualified electrician can ensure that your electrical system is safe and functioning properly. Regarding the light bulbs blowing so hard, several factors can contribute to this phenomenon. One of the most common causes is voltage surges. Voltage surges are sudden spikes in electrical voltage that can damage or destroy electronic components, including light bulbs. These surges can be caused by lightning strikes, power outages, or even the switching on and off of large appliances. To protect against voltage surges, consider installing surge protectors on your electrical outlets or a whole house surge protector at the main electrical panel. Another potential cause of light bulbs blowing hard is loose connections. Loose connections in the wiring or the light fixture can create resistance, which generates heat and can cause the bulb to overheat and explode. Make sure that all connections are tight and secure. Using the wrong type of light bulb for the fixture can also cause problems. Some fixtures are designed for specific types of bulbs, and using a different type can cause the bulb to overheat or fail prematurely. Check the fixture's label or documentation to determine the correct type of bulb to use. Manufacturing defects can also cause light bulbs to blow hard. Some bulbs may have weak spots or flaws in the glass that make them more susceptible to breakage. If you're experiencing frequent bulb failures, try using bulbs from a different manufacturer or a different batch. Overloading the circuit can also cause light bulbs to blow. If too many devices are drawing power from a single circuit, it can cause the voltage to drop, which can stress the light bulbs and cause them to fail. Try redistributing the load by moving some devices to a different circuit. In some cases, the problem may be with the light fixture itself. A faulty switch, a loose socket, or damaged wiring within the fixture can all cause problems with the light bulb. If you suspect that the fixture is the problem, have it inspected by a qualified electrician. Finally, consider the age of your home's electrical system. If your home is old and the wiring is outdated, it may be more susceptible to electrical problems, including light bulb failures. Consider having your electrical system inspected by a qualified electrician to identify any potential issues and recommend necessary upgrades. Remember that working with electricity can be dangerous, so it's always best to err on the side of caution. If you're not comfortable performing any of these tasks yourself, or if you're unsure about any aspect of your electrical system, call a licensed electrician to handle the job. They have the expertise and equipment to diagnose and repair electrical problems safely and effectively. When light bulbs explode with a loud popping noise, it's often due to a rapid increase in pressure inside the bulb. This can be caused by several factors, including a sudden surge in voltage, a buildup of heat, or a manufacturing defect in the bulb itself. A voltage surge can occur when there is a sudden increase in the electrical voltage supplied to the bulb. This can be caused by lightning strikes, power outages, or even the switching on and off of large appliances. The excess voltage can overload the bulb's filament, causing it to overheat and explode. Heat buildup can also cause a light bulb to explode. This can happen if the bulb is enclosed in a fixture that doesn't allow for adequate ventilation, or if the bulb is used in a high temperature environment. The heat can cause the pressure inside the bulb to increase, eventually leading to an explosion. Manufacturing defects can also contribute to light bulb explosions. Some bulbs may have weak spots or flaws in the glass that make them more susceptible to breakage. These defects can be caused by improper manufacturing processes or by damage during shipping or handling. In addition to these factors, the type of light bulb can also play a role in its likelihood of exploding. Incandescent bulbs, which have a glass envelope filled with inert gas, are more prone to explosions than LED bulbs, which are solid-state devices that don't contain any gas. Halogen bulbs, which contain a halogen gas, can also explode if they are subjected to high temperatures or voltage surges. To prevent light bulbs from exploding, there are several steps you can take. First, install surge protectors on your electrical outlets to protect against voltage surges. Secondly, make sure that your light fixtures are properly ventilated to prevent heat buildup. Thirdly, use the correct type of light bulb for your fixture and avoid using bulbs in high temperature environment. Fourthly, purchase light bulbs from reputable manufacturers and inspect them for any signs of damage before using them. Lastly, consider using LED bulbs instead of incandescent or halogen bulbs, as they are less prone to explosions. If you continue to experience light bulb explosions despite taking these precautions, it's important to have your electrical system inspected by a qualified electrician. There may be an underlying problem that is causing the voltage surges or heat buildup. A licensed electrician can diagnose the problem and recommend necessary repairs or upgrades to ensure the safety of your home's electrical system. It is worth repeating that safety should always be your top priority when working with electricity. If you are not comfortable performing any of these tasks yourself, or if you are unsure about any aspect of your electrical system, call a licensed electrician to handle the job.